How about a talk about forming a team and the importance of having one? That's the question. The forming a team and the importance of having one. All right. So if you don't know, on my channel, I have me and I have the Stream Dream Team, which is a group of people that are working with me to be able to help my channel. So it's not the taco thing. It's not a network thing. It is not a mutual whatever thing. It is people that have seen what I'm up to and have said, I'd like to help with your channel to grow and to make it better. That's the Stream Dream Team. Now, I did that right at the very beginning, and then literally within months of me starting, because I knew that what I wanted to do was to grow, was to build a channel that was going to be effective, and I knew to do that, I did not have the skills and abilities. Okay? Let's start with, how do you get a team? How do you make a team? How do you inspire a team? How do you get that? Okay, so I would say the first thing you need to do is you have to have a clear vision. You have to have a reason for why you're streaming. Okay, so, or creating. Let's, forgive me, I keep saying streaming, but I should say creator. So as a creator, if you want to build a team of volunteers, people, whatever, start with a clear vision. Why do you do what you do? Who do you do it for? What is the purpose behind it as far as like the end goal? And in what ways is it going to change the world? For you in your mind, as you are creating, you need to have a solid vision, you know? Welcome to the XtianNinja channel, where we're building an open, encouraging, and meaningful online family through gaming, real talking God's truth. And now we've got, creator mentoring. I haven't quite figured out how to put that in there. For you, as whatever your creator thing is, why are you doing it? Who are you trying to help? In what way is it helpful to them? What can you do that no one else can do? That when other people look at you and go, yes, this person's going to change the world. Yes, this person's got a valuable idea that I want to be part of, right? I said to the people who were doing it, listen, I've got skills and abilities and a vision and something I want to do. And there are a bunch of you people out there that think the same way as me and think that I can, and know that I could use some help and want to help me. And there's some people out there that have the same vision as me, as in, like, you want to affect the streaming community. You want to help creators. You want to connect with people that are on the internet who are lost, lonely, and disenfranchised, and you want to help them to connect to God through a loving relationship with good content. You want to do that, but you hate streaming, or you don't want to create, but you're good at desktop publishing. You're good at words. You're good at doing public relations. You're good at whatever, right? Administration. And you're like, I believe in your vision. I do not want to stream. I do not want to be a creator, but I do want to help you. So and I say, use that skill, whatever it is, use it to help me. And then you'll know that when you did that, you're moving forward the vision that you want to do with the skill and the ability that you want to use. Not taking a ton of your time. You're not having to do things that are like outside of your wheelhouse. You're not going to have to spend 20 million hours on it. You can do 2 hours because that's all you've got time for. But you know it's being utilized by someone who is moving your vision forward. You're being effective with the hours that you have. So that's the first thing I'd say. Get a clear vision. Why do you do what you do? For whom are you doing it? And in that way, you can talk to people and find out if anybody has a similar vision, especially ones who can't do the full meal deal. So say you want to serve people through, I'm trying to think of non-streaming, whether it be, okay, how about YouTube channel? That's a little bit parallel. So you want to make YouTube videos, or you want to make shorts, right? And you're like, okay, so I have a vision to use the making of shorts in order to build a community, to teach people how to, I don't know, pick a topic, whatever, like cope with OCD. Let's just go with that. Okay. Yeah, you definitely have to know what your mission is and why you're doing it. That's exactly what you have to, if it's not clear to you, if you don't know where you're going, how are you going to bring anybody? If you don't know where the X on the map is, how are you going to tell anybody that is, that you want to bring on the journey where you're going? If you don't know how the dotted line works and where the X is going to be at the end of it, what are you inviting people to? Hi, I'm me and I don't know what I'm doing. but I want some help. Can you? Right? You might get a couple people, but at the same time, if you have a clear vision, you know where you're going and why you're doing it, then people can get behind it. So let's say your vision is to create shorts that go on TikTok and YouTube that help people deal with the problem of OCD. Okay? Obsessive compulsive disorder. You struggle with it too, or you have struggled with it, or you know somebody who does, or you've got training or whatever, and you want to do the OCD thing. Here's the thing. You're great at OCD. You know the concept, you got lots of really good stories, but you're really crappy at building a website. You're not very good at the video editing. You don't really do graphics that well. So what you do is you start out with the best you can. You do the best job you can. You're like, I'm going to make a video as good as I can make it. I'm going to do the content as best as I can do it. I'm going to make a logo as best as I can logo it. And I'm going to launch this thing and I'm going to practice. Some of it's going to suck and some of it's not going to be right. So I'm going to do that. But my vision is clear. There are people out there with OCD that are struggling, that didn't get help. I can help them. I can point them at resources that I wish people would point me at. So I'm going to go and I'm going to do that. And you start doing 2, 3, 4, 5. You get some shorts. They come few and far between because you suck at editing. They don't look that good because, you're not quite got the graphics right, but you're doing it. Suddenly, some people come and see you and they're like, wow, that's pretty cool. I struggled with that too. That's where you can say, this is my vision. This is what I want to do. This is how I want to help people. This is where I want to go. This is the people that I'm trying to serve. This is why it's important. This is why it's nowhere else in the world, man. So I would love some help. My logo sucks. I know it does. So if you know somebody to get a logo, if you know some way that it'll help with a logo, that'd be really, really good. And if someone has caught your vision, they'll go, you know what? Let me help with that. Because for them, signing up to say, I'm going to make an entire channel and help with OCD and do all the whole thing, they don't want to do that. But what they do want to do is see somebody who loves the people that they love with a vision that they can get behind. And they can go, I can do this one project for you. I can help you find a logo. I can, here's $5, go to Fiverr. They can do something for you. That little bit that they can do for you will be worlds to you because you weren't capable of doing it. But for them, it'll mean so much because their bit that they wanted to do is going to promote and help somebody to grow. They can be there to be able to say, I helped that person. I was there when they were just little. I actually paid for the logo that you see. Like I did that. That's pretty cool. And look what they're doing now, how many people they're helping. That's the first thing. Okay. So, the next thing I had on here was believe in the cause. That's you have to believe in what you're doing. If you're on it, if your cause is something that you are just trying to do for popular reasons, or it's something that really doesn't affect your heart, it's not going to affect anybody else's. Okay. Whatever you're doing, and I'm not saying everybody has to have a cause, even if it's just like, I'm doing Minecraft videos. I want to make Minecraft videos, or I want to make, give me something outside of video that they do, because all I can think of is stuff that has to do with video. Writing music for dance parties. Okay, good, perfect. So you want to write music for dance parties, and so let's cast the vision. We'll go, okay, listen, there's a lot of dance music out there that is not good, and you guys know it's pushing towards sexuality. It's pushing towards it's got profanity, and it's got stuff that actually leads people into sin. It's not good. But so much of the Christian realm is just the crappiest. Like stuff, whatever they're putting out there, it's just no good. So I want to be good at it, and I want to do it in such a way that clubs around the world are playing songs designed by me that not only honor God, but people want to dance to. Okay, that's the mission, and here's why it's important. So you put out your music, and you're able to go, okay, listen, I need some help because I don't know how to make a website, and I don't know how to do Spotify, and I don't know how to create a podcast. I don't know how to do the background stuff. Can somebody help me? Then once you get that vision down and you cast it and it's important to you, then you can start pulling that stuff in. Okay. So, creating a comic, great example, right? I'm creating a comic. Why are you doing it? Who's it for? What need is it filling? Have you put job down? So say you suck at inking. You're good at the design of the character, and you're good at doing the penciling, and you're good at doing color or whatever, but you're not great at inking, or you can't do a cover, or you don't know how to use a publishing software, or whatever it is. if you can cast that vision and you can share it with enough people and they can see what you're doing, that you believe in it, you're trying your best, you're doing it as hard as you can, but you have gaps in your skills, then that's where you can go, I want this to be better. This could be better, but I need help. Okay, so that's, I would say that what you got to do. And the last thing for just this section is to say, you need to serve the people that you're asked for help. It needs to be reciprocal. Okay, you need to be providing for them something valuable to them out of love. So whatever you're doing, like say they're drawing for you, or say they're writing music for you, or say they're helping you with your website, or they're doing something with your something, you use what you can do to help them. Say if it's the OCD thing, you talk to them about it. You're like, this is, if you want to chat through some stuff, I'm here for you. How are you doing this week? You're a personality who wants to be personal. You check in on them. Say it's the creating a comic thing, right? You're like, you know what? I draw. I can do a comic. Can I? Wouldn't be funny? I drew this thing for you. I think it's hilarious. I think it's funny because I was thinking about you. You send that to them, and they go, this person isn't using me. They're trying to work with me. They care about me. Okay, so let me just keep going on the teams thing. I'm showing you my notes. Why am I doing that? I don't know. So why do you need a team? So assume that you've finally gotten to the place where you recognize your target audience, you have figured out your vision, you know how to use your content to serve those people, and you have explained it in such a way that other people know it. Like, why do you need a team? So I would say that you need a team, one, because nobody was meant to be alone in this world. In no way were we ever meant to serve alone, to design alone, to create alone, to be alone within a church, to be alone relation. No, none of this was meant to be alone. None of it. We were always meant to do this in community. That makes it harder sometimes because community by its very nature lends itself to disagreement or to having to have more communication and whatnot. But I think if you're humble in what you do and you're seeking the best for everyone, that it covers a lot. And if you find the right people, especially the ones who want to be there. That's the thing about everybody on the Stream Dream team. I didn't inherit them because I went to their church. I'm not coming from a pool of people that were there when I got there. These are people who know me and they choose to be here. They don't have to be here. They choose to be here. So it's their choice every day whether to sit on my stream. They don't just come to that church. They're here. So they'll be your people that love you and know you, right? So spend time with them. You shouldn't be alone. You shouldn't be creating alone. Alice didn't know going to church was a way to inherit people. Well, keep in mind, I'm a pastor, right? I'm a pastor and have been for for a long time. And therefore, every time you get to a new church, it's already got all the people there, and it's already got their own vision, their own mission, their own issues, their own leadership team, their own Sunday school teachers, their own small groups. It's already everything there. You kind of inherit, and you have to work with. That's not the case on this channel. I didn't inherit anything. I've built it from zero. Okay, so that was the first thing. You shouldn't be alone. What else? Why else do you need to go looking for a team? Your quality is going to improve. There are people out there that are better at stuff than you are. And yeah, good. let them help you. Stop being in control and stop trying to think you know better. Just let them design it and go, okay, that's cool, and then use it. Your content will improve as well. So that's what I say. I think if you're serious about your content, you want it to improve, and you want to be able to grow as an individual, as a person. You need to be working to see if you can find a good team of people that love you. And they aren't like people that are as committed as you are to the project. Not at all. They won't be. They'll just be a little bit committed to helping you, even for like 1 hour a week, right? That's all that's good, because you got 1 hour out of that person's week and they're helping you out. That's a good thing. Don't be like, well, you got to join me on all these million committees and do all the things I'm doing. No, be like, okay, just this one thing. If you could do this one thing, that'd be great. That's how it works. Okay. Pitfalls. I didn't want to stop before I let you guys see some pitfalls and some dangers that can happen in your team. I guess the first one is just to remember that they're human, and therefore they're going to have needs, they're going to have issues, they're going to get tired, they're going to get grumpy, they're going to have crises in their life, they're going to have you're stepping into a relationship, right? This isn't just a professional thing where you work at the same office. You're connecting to them on a personal level. That's how this works. So therefore, recognize they're human, and if they get upset with you, or they get tired, or they screw up the deadline that you guys kind of worked out, or whatever, you have to go, I want to serve them in the way I would want to be served. I will love them in the way I would want to be loved. I recognize that they're human, and the reason that we're even connected over this is because we're all struggling. And I recognize that in their struggle, I struggle too, and therefore I'm going to be patient. I'm going to check in on them and love them more, love the person more than what they're able to produce. I want to care about that person, walk out friends. If they did nothing else for me ever again, I'd still love them just as much. That's where you got to recognize that's an issue, right? That they are human and they're not your employees. Okay, so another pitfall. Don't use them as an excuse to be lazy. Your team isn't there to take over your work. It is to supplement what you do in the areas that you don't know how to do stuff. So you wouldn't say, for example, oh, you know what I'm really good? I'm good at managing. So I want to manage all these people, and then I'm going to let them do the creation, and them do the video editing, and them do all the stuff. And all I want to do is sit back and watch. You know, that's the same as the idea guys. They're always like, well, I'm an idea guy, man. I just come up with really good ideas, and I just want other people to implement them. That's not a gift. It's not a helpful one. You're not helping anybody. So don't you it can become a pitfall, a danger to use your team to be lazy. What you should do is use them as a way to do better in whatever you're creating, but at the same time, it should inspire you to work even harder, because now you've got some good momentum. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Another pitfall is not paying them when they do extra work for you. If you're gonna invite artists to be part of your stream, or you're gonna invite people who are professionals to be part of your collaboration, et cetera, sometimes you're gonna ask them to do something complicated, right? It's one thing to say, could you please, help point me at a logo, or just, turn my little whatever into something better. More often than not, you're gonna get an artist be able to pop that sucker out and it'd be fine. But if you're like, can you do 12 emotes for me? And you need to follow that up with, I will pay you. What's that worth? Because if you're trying to get from these professionals, or get from these people who are paid in this stuff, a bunch of free content for making them take hours out of their time to do that, pay them back. So they'll probably give you a deal. They'll probably work with you. They'll probably say, you know what, I don't have time to do 12 right now, but how about I give you 3 and I'll do them at a discount of such and such, right? You can work because they care about you. They want to work with you. They want to help you. But you need to be the one that says, how much would that cost? I want to respect your time. I want to respect your talent. And then just kind of say, how much would that cost? And then leave it at that. You cannot simply use them as free labor. That's not what they are. Okay, that's not what they're for. That's not what your team is for. Last pitfall that I kind of come up here, which is when you ask something of the team that you're building, when you ask something of the people that you've inspired to be part of your team, ask without expectation, without any expectation. Okay, you say to them, you're on, like, if for example, I've told the Stream Dream team, and I've said, I'm not going to apologetically ask you every time. Like, the whole reason you're on the team is because you believe in what we're doing. So I'm not going to be like, hey, could you maybe please think about possibly doing so? I'm going to be like, this is a project that I need done. Anybody want to do it? Right? It's not going to be the flowery stuff that I would normally do for everyone else, because they've agreed to be on the team. But I always say, do you have time? Only if you have time. And if they come back and they're like, I blew it and I don't have it, fine. Cool. No problem. I ask without expectation. I'm not like, this is a deadline. If you don't do it before then, then I don't want it. I never say that if you blow it and you forgot about it or whatever, that I'm upset with you. It always is asking without expectation. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, so be it. That's okay. I put on my shoulders this stream. This stream will happen. I will work hard on the part that I can do, right? And then I say, but I need help with, like, for example, this is a great example. Okay, so there is the 100K sticker for if you look down and you see the channel rewards, you'll see that there's a 100K sticker reward. Okay, so there it is, and this came about because I jumped onto the Stream Dream team. And I basically said, I've been thinking about this idea. This is something that I was thinking about. I wonder can I maybe use one of, Razzie. This is Razzie. She's a big part of, every time you see a graphic that looks like this, that's her. So I said, I'd like to do this thing, but I'm not going to design it properly. So can someone just put together one of Razzie's pictures, like one of her drawings with like something that says 100K and just make it look nice, because I think I'm going to screw it up. And Razzie's like, actually, that's a really cool idea. Let me help out with that. Let me see if I can put together some kind of special something. And then Hunter came in, and Hunter's like, yeah, I can do that. Let me do the 100K thing. I can stick that on the bottom. And so they worked together with me, and we chatted about this to make this thing happen. It was because they volunteered. They wanted to do it. They took it and went farther than it needed to be than I expected it to, because they cared about it. But if this would not have happened, if they would have just blown it, I would have put together something. I would have grabbed some graphic or grabbed something to put together, and it would have been fine. But because they're full of love and they do an amazing job, they made it 1,000 million times better than I ever expected it to be. But I ask without expectation. That's the point. Is that I didn't expect that. Like, I'm not going to be like, do this or else. It's just ask. Give sticker, please. You got to earn this one, baby. This this one requires some effort to get. You got to get 100,000 channel points. You got to be a lurk monster. I play Warcraft, but why? Why Zafira? That's the question. That's a game. That's not content creation. So what are you creating? What do you want to create? I play Warcraft to talk to people, show them the love of God via video games. Okay, good. That's a very. Let me push back on that one, Zafira, and to answer the question, what do you offer the video game community, say the Warcraft community, that other people can't offer? Okay, so what makes Zafira special? Right? Do you have trauma that no one else has? Do you have a learning disability that other people generally don't have? Do you have a skill set that nobody has? Do you have an access to something that nobody else has access to? Do you have information on a level that nobody else has information about? What makes you special? And in that regard, your target audience of the people that you're trying to reach out to, that way you can clarify the vision from I play for people to I play for these people. I connect to these people because that's where my heart is. Okay. Zafira says, I have seizures, addiction issues, and overall love for other people. God gave me a gift to love people as I do myself. Also went through a lot of abuse via relationships, and God blessed me to tell my story. Okay. There you go. Let's do this. So Zafira streams to connect to people who struggle with, let's just go with like the struggle with. So addiction issues come from loneliness, come from abuse, come from being left to yourself, coming from coping with pain in a bad way, coming from having other people in your life that kind of push you towards bad stuff, like whatever that is. Seizures is obviously a medical issue, and you want to be that crash pad for people who are struggling with addictions and with relationship issues, with abuse. You want to be that place where you are safe, where they know they're safe. They know that they are cared for. They know that they are loved, because when they come to Zafira's stream, there's no question in their mind that there is no one that's going to trigger them to want to go to their addiction. That's going to make them feel like they are unsafe, that isn't going to hurt them the way that they were hurt by their other relationships. When they come to Zafira's stream, it is a place where they feel comfort, they feel love, they feel connection, and they're not pushed into anything negative. And this is just me spitballing, okay? So don't take any of this with a I'm just trying to spitball. Okay, so that's your goal. Your target audience then is there. That's that's what who you're trying to serve. So that's where you kind of steer your content, be able to say, listen, I'm playing Warcraft, but here's my story. And you put it into your chat, like in your bot, and just kind of say, my story is this. I'd love to tell you about it sometime. Or if you struggle with such and such, just know that I do too, and I'd love to talk to you about it. You work towards trying to find connections to addictions recovery, or you work towards relationship recovery, or you try to figure out how you can serve that community. Because as you serve the community, you're going to connect with people that are like, yeah, I'm like that too. I'm like that too. You're serving people like that. Nobody serves us because we're all damaged goods and nobody seems to like us. So therefore, it's crazy that you are out here and you're doing that. So that's awesome. What can I do to help? That's where that comes from. Okay? Really good conversation. I have a vision for my channel. As someone who struggles with anxiety and has dealt with it pretty badly in the past, I always found content to help me get past the bad days. I want to provide... Bye, Crispy. Appreciate you. I want to provide that kind of content that gets you away from the panic for a bit and provides you hope. Just stuck at being consistent sometimes, lacking on a team still. Okay, so that's an interesting vision because I would imagine that as someone who struggles with, say anxiety, let's go with anxiety. Anxiety is a bummer because sometimes it comes out of nowhere, but there are definitely things that you can avoid in order to make it not worse. Like, for example, if you're sitting there watching horror games, it's probably not going to help your anxiety, right? If you're sitting there watching drama stuff or relational issues or your things that are like in the issue you have, I would say that one of the things that you could do is you could say that when you're in my stream, you recognize the importance of anxiety. You're not trying that you are that place that people with anxiety can come, and you know how to deal with them. You know how to talk to them. Like this. Sometimes when they come by, you can say, hey, how's that anxiety? Is it good? You enjoying it? But they're probably not. If that's your shtick, right? Lean into that because there's tons of people that are anxious. So if you're like, for example, I'm just spitballing here, but say for example, you're scrolling through the Twitch thing and the description says for anxiety sufferers. Right? Or gaming for anxiety sufferers, or gaming without anxiety. If that's always in your description, like this idea of, I won't make you anxious, I get it, right? And you always have that mental health tag. Then when people are scrolling through and they're like, there's someone on here that's specifically talking about something that I care about. And therefore, when I go in there, I'm not going to get, cussed at. They're not going to try to trigger me to, with all the stuff that they see. They're not going to be playing the games that are going to make me freak out. I'm not going to have to think about what they said all night long, whether or not it meant, what they were saying about me and that. I'm there. I can go there and I can know that it's a crash pad for me. If that's the thing, then lean into it. You know what I mean? There are a lot of people out there like, I just want to be, a gamer that's like a good place. Lean into the community that you're trying to serve, right? Really like being like, if there are people out there that are anxious, they come to my stream, they won't be. I'm safe. I'm a good place for them. I'm going to help them. We're going to have whatever, I don't know what, you have chill music, or you're going to have fun games. You play Gartic Phone and everybody's going to have a good time for 2 hours. Like whatever it is, that's the gift you're providing to those people. And I promise you, as you do that, you really lean into those people, you're going to discover more and more that are excited by what you're doing because you finally met a streamer with a purpose. And you're like, okay, that purpose is something I can get behind. Now you can start building your team. It's funny you say that because people come into my streams because I play and mainly scream at horror games. I mean, dude, like I said, I'm just spitballing. If that's how it works and that's how... there are a lot of people out there that are like get calmed by the weirdest stuff. So if that's your shtick, go for it, man. You're just not going to get me in your stream because I don't like scary things. Hey everyone, I just want to make a quick thank you to everyone who's been supporting me through Patreon, coffee, sending directly, serving on the Stream Dream Team, being part of the channel, subs, bits, all that. Thank you so much for being part of the channel, and I really hope that you know how much I care about you guys and how much I appreciate you.